canvassing, volunteering, phone banking, text banking, donating small amounts of money, but especially canvassing, phone banking, text banking really, really, truly made a difference and counted for so much more than everything that you see in media and political spectacle. It really, really made the difference. And I just want to do another pitch again and tell you a little bit about our canvassing experience to help you get over, that hump. Amber closed our Derry, New Hampshire show by reading a incredibly moving and heartfelt email from a fan about what inspired her to, for the first time ever, phone bank. And, coming from someone who, as someone who dealt with anxiety and always felt like I would be the wrong person to do this. She just said something inside me snapped. And I thought, I have to do this. And then when she did it, she realized, oh, I can do this and I'm going to keep doing this. And I think there's a lot of people out there. I think that's a really important message that people need to hear. And I will just share my personal experience. I have never canvassed for a political candidate or campaign until 2 weeks ago in Iowa. And I've done it twice so far. Amber was a very good person to have on my side for this because you are well experienced. You're a true warrior in this thing. I felt the same thing. When you start doing it, it sort of feels like this is a chore, or it's a little like eating your vegetables. You feel that little fear or anxiety in yourself of getting over that first hump, knocking on that first door, or even just showing up, even just showing up and walking out, figuring out how the app works, and just sort of psyching yourself up to do it. There is a little bit of a hurdle to get over. I did it, and I can really say, even if you only do it for a couple hours, it will make all the difference in the world, because I know everyone right now, like I said, everyone is just walking on a fucking razor blade right now. Everyone is stressed out. They feel the weight of both their hope and fear just bearing down on them, and you see all of the fucking evil in this world that are trying to stop you from what you want in the future that you need from happening. They're trying to fucking smother it in the cradle right in front of your eyes, and you know how that feels. I'm really telling you, if you text bank, phone bank, knock on doors, even for a little bit, for a couple hours, 10, 15, 20 houses, it will make all the difference in the world in terms of your internal confidence and just morality and your morale and sanity, dealing with this horrible nightmarish spectacle that we're a part of. You will feel good about yourself, and more importantly, you will feel good about your fellow human beings in this world. And here's my brief campaign canvassing report from Durham, New Hampshire, which once again, Bernie Sanders won by 11 points. Based on our straw poll
by the way,
of knocking on doors, I got one strong Bernie supporter, one Pete guy who was nice enough to let me give him like a 30-second pitch and take the literature. Can't say he went one way or the other. And I got one Trump supporter. Amber, you got 3 strong Bernie supporters. So that's, based on our straw poll, like 4-1. So that's good. I will tell you a little bit of my canvassing technique. We encountered most people won't be home.
Yeah,
so
that's just how it is.
That's just how it is. Most of the doors you knock on, no one will be there. You'll knock on the door a couple times.
That's why you keep moving. And especially at this point, I think people also think they want to have, this is like the one thing that I would give you advice on if you're listening and canvassing and you're kind of, not sure exactly what to do. If it's close to your primary or caucus or whatever, you probably aren't going to be spending a shit ton of time having long conversations with people. You want to hit as much as you possibly can. Long conversations are the early game. Now we're just trying to scoop them up.
Yeah, you're trying to make sure that they get out.
Activate
remind
people,
them where to go.
Yeah.
Just doubly make sure.
If you find someone on the fence, and you think you can push them, you can do that.
The Trump supporter was a good interaction. I knocked on the door and I said, "Oh, is so and so home?" And the guy goes, "No, they're not." He had 2 golden retrievers, chomping at the bit to come to the door and get outside. And he was like, "Oh, get back!" I go, "Is so and so home? Are they there?" And he goes, "No, they sold the house and moved to Montana a month ago." And in the back of my mind, I was thinking, what, it wasn't fucking cold and snowy enough in this fucking state? They had to go out to Montana where there's even more of that? Nice job. So then I was like, okay, as you know, it's a primary on Tuesday. I'm here volunteering for the Bernie Sanders campaign. Would you, mind if I took a minute of your time to talk about it? And he goes, "I'm voting Republican, voting Republican, and I go, okay, fair enough. Any chance I could get you to change registration, get in that primary and vote for Bernie? Because, you want Trump to have the easiest target to beat up on, right? He's a socialist. you really want to see him tee off in the general. And he goes, nah, it's not going to make a difference who they nominate. It's going to be Trump all the way. And I go, fair enough. Thank you for your time. I turn my back, walk down his steps onto his yard. And as soon as I get to the bottom, he just yells, keep America great. And I go, that really sums up that whole group of people. What fucking cowards they all are. They just had to wait till my back was turned. And finally, I did have one, I won't say positive canvassing interaction, but certainly an amusing one, where I was harassed by a car full of rowdy teens. We were in, again, just in the eldritch deep forests of New Hampshire. There's no one is around. I'm standing at a corner next to a stop sign by myself. A car pulls by me, and as it's making the turn on the stop, this teen leans out of the window and goes, "Oh, what are you selling? Why? What are you selling? Why are you here?" And I go, "What?" And then he goes, "Are you selling crack?" And I just go, "I wish." And he goes, "I want it." And I was like, "Fine, vote for Bernie Sanders on Tuesday."
By the way, the correct answer to "what are you selling" is always your mother's pussy. Just have it locked and loaded.
But
also, if anyone asks what that mouth do, the answer is biting off dicks. You gotta plan these things.
Like I said, it really is like sales. It really is a sales pitch that you're doing here, but you're selling a product that you believe in.
Yeah.
You're selling a good product, and that's an easy sell. It's an easy sell, and really, what I realized doing it, you're walking around. It's cold, but it's brisk. You get your blood running. I really felt invigorated. And you get this little app on your phone, and you start ticking off these houses, and it really does become like a little game. Mm-hmm. It's like Pokemon Go to the polls. Mm-hmm. You're catching Pokemons out there. You're throwing your little Pokeball, and you might catch one and up your stats. It really does feel like a fun little game to do with yourself, and especially if you're with a friend, it makes it a lot easier.
And the thing is, even if you hit doors and you don't get a single person, what you're doing is you're cleaning up the list. You're helping them clean house. You're helping them cover the ground, and they know where to focus on next. So it's great to get people, but even if you don't, you are doing something really important for the campaign. But Will, by the way, had these amazing natural canvasser. But I like taking people out on their first time and doing the first few doors with them.
Yeah.
I especially like it when they see me hit a hostile door because
then you will definitely want Amber on your side.
Yeah.
If you get a bad house, then it's right there in the app.
Yeah.
You encounter a bad house and it's strong support, no support, wasn't home, and then if it's a bad house, you just hit purge. You put them on the purge list for the next time that happens.
And this is good practice for when Bernie Sanders is president.
Yeah, absolutely. As Bad News Hughes was informing us earlier. My one last canvassing technique I want to share with you, and I think you will relate to it. Like I said, I encountered probably 3 times as many dogs as human beings knocking on doors. But you get a dog there. You encounter a dog and their owner. I encountered a Pete guy who had a dog. In Iowa, we encountered people who were sort of on the fence about Bernie, but they had dogs. They had doggos.
I saw a horsey.
Oh my God! Yeah, Matt encountered a horse. That was incredible. Yeah. Here's a great technique.
Matt's a horse girl with me now.
Yeah.
I made an effort to acknowledge both them and the dog. Ask what the dog's name is.
Yeah.
Let it smell your hand.
Say hi to their kids if kids come to the door.
Give the dog a little pet.
Kids are like dogs.
Dogs are great judges of character. If you show them the person that you are friendly to dog, that the dog likes you, that you call the dog by the name, I think that's a good little something to put in their mind. Maybe they're undecided, but if the last interaction they have is with a Bernie person, they step in that booth, they go to that caucus, they just think, oh, you like my dog.
Bernie is a friend of the animals.
Bernie is friend to all animals, to all children and all animals, just like Gamera.
Yeah. Bernie is for the children, just like Wu-Tang.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's my last little, just in sharing my experience in that, it was the first time I've ever done it. You get over just a little bit of feeling like it's work or a chore or a little bit of anxiety, but once you start doing it, it is genuinely fun, genuinely rewarding, and will, it will be a bulwark against the poison that is going to be poured in your ears every single day until November. And there is a long way to go. So the more you do that, the more you build up your own kind of internal immune system to the fucking horse shit that you're going to be exposed to every minute of the day if you're following this shit closely. which I hope you can, keep that at arm's length. But the more you do that, the stronger you will, and more confident you will feel in yourself.
Yeah. The other thing I would say is that, so I've gotten like a few Trump supporters. I got them in Iowa more than I got them in New Hampshire. And my experience with Trump supporters is that they're either really nice or not.
I did hear from a couple New Hampshire guys who got guns pulled on them, knocking on doors. This is a live free or die
It's
state.
live free or die,
You knock
yeah.
on the door. Hey, I'm from the Bernie Sanders campaign. The guy just pulls up his fucking shirt and it has a fucking 9mm just tucked in.
Yeah. Well, he's going to shoot off his dick.
Yeah.
But the
Don't
other
let that
thing
make
is,
you afraid.
it's
by
a
the way.
bit like they're all bluster. It's a bit like exercise. So when people are sort of weak and they think of themselves as weak, and so they don't do any physical activity because they think I'm weak and it will exhaust me. And it's like, actually, you get stronger by doing things. And to think of something like social anxiety, but like it's the modern condition, by the way. We're all like experiencing muscle death and bed sores of the soul.
Yeah.
But if you get moving, it really does make you feel better and it really does make you stronger. And even the first time you get a bad door and you can walk away from it and you're like, oh, that's it. And then you keep going and it's fine. And I don't know, maybe I should, if we're in a position of someone who is a first time canvasser, I can knock on their first few doors with them or something. Because I'm pretty experienced in this, and I think people have like this weird mental hump over it, and then like they get over it, and they're like, "That's it, like that's it. It's literally it." They're not there, or they are there, and maybe you get to ring the sales bell, or maybe they're unreceptive, or maybe they don't like you. In which case, fuck them, brush it off, walk away. You just got stronger.
Absolutely. So, yeah, please keep that in mind. Like I said, anyone can do it. And if you do it, I guarantee you will feel better about yourself and, more importantly, this human race of which we're all a part of, unfortunately.
It is truly the balm to every time you're like freaking out, like the media isn't giving Bernie a chance. It's like, yeah, well, in the real world, people don't really give a shit about the media. In fact, they hate them.